Naruto stood in a damp clearing with Hashirama and his wife, Mito. The two were holding hands as Hashirama welcomed Naruto to the Shikatsu forest. Naruto was pointing at the two while trembling slightly as he recognized them as his great-great-grandparents, but they were supposed to be dead. Naruto then began to freak out thinking something went wrong and he was dead because there was no way this could be happening. "Calm down, Naruto," came the calm voice of Mito as she talked to her youngest descendant. Naruto stopped his frantic movements as he then looked toward Mito and Hashirama, settling down a bit. "Glad you've calmed down," started Mito until she was cut off by the sudden appearance of Naruto. Naruto performed a quick shunshin and appeared in front of Mito with a fist cocked back. "They have to be Edo Tensei reanimations. Only Orochimaru uses that jutsu and that means that they are under his control. I have to stop them," thought Naruto as he swung his fist at Mito. Naruto was surprised, however, when he noticed both Hashirama and Mito smiling at him, even as his fist was approaching. Mito brought her hand up as she easily caught Naruto's punch in her palm with no effort. Naruto was prepared for her counter though and already had a kunai up to follow his fist in attacking Mito. Before Naruto could cut Mito with his kunai, his held fist plummeted to the floor. Naruto's hand became heavy and felt like it was encased in cement as he couldn't pick it up. Naruto was wondering what was going on until he noticed a sealing array appear on the back of his hand. "Did she do this?" thought Naruto as he struggled to move his arm.
Naruto-kun.
"We aren't your enemies. There's no need to attack us," said Mito as she helped Naruto up while releasing the seal on his hand. Naruto stood up as he wondered how this was possible. "Then what's going on? How could you two be alive?" said Naruto confused. Mito took her hand off of Naruto's as she smiled sweetly at him. "We are chakra," said Mito as Naruto became even more confused. A long time ago, Hashikuin had this idea that maybe one of his children's children would be able to use the Kekai Genkai, Mokuton. So he left techniques in the scroll of seals for them to use. Hashirama grinned heavily at Naruto as he slapped him on the shoulder. "And I was right!" shouted Hashirama as he picked up Naruto and swung him around. "Tsunade told me all about you, Naruto-kun. It's so great to see someone being able to use it. It's even better since Mito decided that we should leave chakra imprints in case there ever was one so we could meet them in person. And here you are and here are we." Naruto smiled a huge smile as he was spun around by his forefather. "But," said Hashirama as he stopped immediately. The sudden stop gave Naruto temporary whiplash as he was set down by Hashirama. "We are only chakra imprints, meaning our time here is limited." Naruto contemplated Hashirama's words and came to a quick conclusion. "You're saying that once the chakra you put into here runs out, you'll disappear forever? Can't I just stop the chakra drain and save it?" questioned Naruto as Mito shook her head. "You're very astute, Naruto-kun. You're right, we will disappear once the chakra runs out, but I'm sorry, it doesn't work that way. Katsuyu activated the seals I placed here upon your arrival, and the chakra will continue to drain until it's all gone," replied Mito as Naruto began to tear up slightly. Mito was pulled into a hug by Naruto as she was forced to bear the golden-haired Senju. Hashirama joined Naruto in crying hysterically as Mito was sandwiched between the two. "No." Hashirama passed down more than his Mokuton ability, thought Mito, mentally sighing as she watched the two cry on her shoulders. "They got depressed so fast that it didn't even let me finish my explanation." Mito blew out a huff as she pushed the two off of her. "Stop crying and let me finish explaining before you both get all depressed," said Mito. Naruto and Hashirama continued to sniff slightly as they calmed themselves down. Hashirama handed Naruto a tissue, allowing him to blow his nose. "Where'd you get a tissue from, Hashikuin?" "Never mind that. Don't worry about us disappearing too fast. Hashikuin and I stored up our chakra in this seal for a long time. There should be more than enough chakra to keep us going for at least a month." Hashirama straightened up immediately and shrugged off his depression as if it never happened. "Of course there is. Not to mention we can always slow the siphon of chakra down. That's just a month of full chakra usage. We'll have more time together since Mito-chan will slow the siphon of chakra as you need to sleep, etc., said Hashirama as Naruto perked up. "Hashirama-jiji is going to teach me?" Well, at least a chakra imprint of him? Questioned Naruto, excited about the prospect of that. He then wondered something though. Mito-bachan, are you going to teach me something too? But what would that be, because I don't know much about your fig? Naruto stopped himself as he realized Mito had placed a weight seal on him with a mere touch just now. Fuinjutsu. Mito nodded her head. At least you're not as dense as Hashikuin, said Mito as Hashirama fell into another fit of depression. Mito put a soothing hand on his back. You know you're my Hashirama. But yes, Naruto-kun, I will be teaching you seals. What level are you on? Naruto held up 6 fingers. I'm on level 6 bachan. I'm guessing you're a level 10 seal master? Asked Naruto as Mito laughed. Seeing Naruto's wonderment, Mito decided to elaborate. Naruto-kun, Uzumaki's become genins at level 8 Fuinjutsu. Chunins at level 10. That level 10 seal master is at best a Chunin Uzumaki, and not to boast, I am far above a Chunin Uzumaki. That leveling system doesn't have a level high enough for my ability. But if I were to rate myself on that scale of yours, I'd be level 15. Naruto stared at Mito gawking as she merely shrugged. You do know that I sealed the 9 tails into my own body. Naruto mouthed the word cool, as he then noticed Hashirama stand up as if his depression never happened. Let's get started, shall we? We only have a month and I plan to make the most of it. Do you know my little brother's shadow clone technique? Seeing Naruto nod, Hashirama realized that his training was going to progress even faster. Great. That'll definitely help. How? Said Naruto, wondering what Hashirama meant. You don't know the secret? Asked Hashirama in a confused tone. For someone as smart as Naruto, how could he not notice? You mean learning everything they experienced during their life upon them dispelling? Yes, but how could that help? Thought Naruto until it finally clicked. You want me to train using them? But I thought the scroll said that doing something like that could cause whiplash and kill you, so I never tried. Hashirama chuckled as Mito poked Naruto in the stomach. You do realize that you have a giant demon in you that can heal anything besides death, right? Said Mito as Naruto formed an O with his mouth. Damn it, Kurama. Why didn't you tell me about that when I read over the jutsu? I thought we were friends? Thought Naruto as he heard Kurama scoff. TCH, I'm not your damn hospital brat. I'm not going to condone behavior that'll make me do more work just to keep you alive, especially on self-inflicted injuries. Replied Kurama as he then added, Whoever said we were friends? Let's get to it. Can you make me 100 clones, Naruto-kun? Said Mito, cutting Naruto from his thoughts. Naruto nodded his head as he formed the unique hand seal of forming a cross with 2 fingers on each hand. Tajuukaga Bunshin no Jutsu, multiple shadow clone technique, said Naruto as puffs of smoke appeared all across the forest. Mito nodded her head. Good. You 100 are with me. Let's go, said Mito as she took off deeper into the Shikatsu forest. Mito instructed those 100 Narutos to practice their calligraphy, as it was not to the standard she liked when they first made a seal. Your calligraphy needed to be perfect to use Fuinjutsu, and Mito was definitely going to make sure it was perfect before she taught him any seals. With Mito gone, it left just Hashirama and Naruto alone in the clearing. So what are we going over, Gigi? Said Naruto, noticing red markings appear on Hashirama's face, under and around his eyes, along with one on the middle of his forehead that resembled a third eye. Hashirama then created 5 wood clones. Well, I want you to make another 100 clones, and we'll send them off with my clones to help you with your Mokutan stuff, said Hashirama as Naruto did what he said, creating another 100 clones that divided into groups of 20 and headed off into the forest with Hashirama's 5. Good. Now we get to the fun part of what you'll be doing. What do you know about Sage Mode? Time skip 3 months. Naruto sat cross-legged in a meditative pose with his hands clapped together. Another Naruto sat beside him holding the same pose except with the ram seal. There was one more Naruto situated with them with his hands on his knees as they all sat with their eyes closed. After a few seconds, 2 of the Narutos disappeared in puffs of smoke as the Naruto in the middle looked up with a grin. He was grinning at the chakra imprint of Hashirama, who was returning the grin. In the distance, about 100 Narutos began to slowly disappear in puffs of smoke as Mito came walking back after teaching Naruto's clones. It was a productive 3 months for Naruto training under the guidance of his great-great-grandparents. But it was close to the end as Naruto could see Hashirama and Mito were beginning to fade over the past few days. "So this is it?" asked Naruto as Hashirama and Mito nodded their heads. "Our chakra is about gone. We don't have much time left," spoke Mito as she placed a hand on Naruto's cheek. "You're quite the exceptional young man, Naruto-kun. It has been a pleasure getting to know you these past few months. Even if I'm only a chakra imprint, you're exactly what Hashikun and I had hoped for, especially since you're dating that girl from Kimogakure. It'll help bring the two villages together and that'll help bring peace to the world, well at least between two of the great villages." Naruto looked at Mito quizzically due to her last statement. "Thank you for that, Bachan, but I'm not dating a girl from Kumo. Nor have I told you about any girls," said Naruto as he then looked at the rest of his clone army that had yet to dispel. One of them was looking at Naruto sheepishly as he dispelled himself. Naruto got the memory of that clone and immediately put his head down. His clone had blabbed at the mouth about him and Yujito. "Stupid clones," thought Naruto. Mito was whispering in Hashirama's ear as Kurama decided to add his 2 cents. "Aren't those clones basically you? Their consciousness is directly correlated to yours. So essentially you're calling yourself stupid," said Kurama as Naruto had a rain cloud appear above him. "Thanks for reminding me of that, Kurama," thought Naruto while sulking. Naruto felt a hand touch his shoulder as he looked up to see Hashirama smiling at him. "Naruto, everything Mito said is the truth. You're the embodiment of our ideals and dreams and also the only person I can entrust my own dream to. I believe that one day, in the future, I dream of a time when all shinobi will cooperate. A time when everyone's hearts will be together regardless of their countries. That's my dream of the future," said Hashirama. "Can I entrust you with bringing my dream to fruition?" Naruto nodded at his grandfather as his and Mito's imprints began to disappear in a flutter of sparks. Right before disappearing, Mito departed a few more words to Naruto. "Don't forget, Uzumaki Clan Temple. There you'll find the mask and be able to do what we talked about." "Thank you again," said Mito as she and Hashirama vanished from sight. Naruto nodded his head again at his 2 ancestors as he felt a presence behind him. Upon turning around, Naruto discovered Katsuyu, a smaller human-sized clone of her, staring at him. She had disappeared these last 3 months since Naruto was there with Mito and Hashirama and had finally come back once the two disappeared. "Hello, Naruto-kun. Thank you for coming here, but due to your being a toad summoner, you're not allowed in this place. It was only accepted due to Hashirama-sama and Tsunade-sama's request. But since their time is up, it's time for you to go." "I understand, Katsuyu-sama. I'm guessing you're my way out of here?" asked Naruto as he was then swallowed by Katsu. Katsuyu then disappeared in a puff of smoke as she was summoned to Konoha. Konoha. Tsunade stood in her office with Sakura. A small version of Katsuyu was on her right shoulder as the tiny slug told her it was time to summon back Naruto. Tsunade bit her thumb as she prepared to bring back her favorite blonde. "Kuchios," said Tsunade as a puff of smoke later. A human-sized Katsuyu appeared in her office. Not a second after appearing, Katsuyu's flesh peeled away to reveal Naruto. "Yo!" said Naruto coming out of Katsuyu's body. Tsunade and Sakura smiled at the boy. No young man. In front of them as both Katsuyas disappeared in a puff of smoke. Tsunade looked Naruto up and down as she nodded her head as if figuring something out. "Seems they'll have to update your bingo book entry again, Gaki. You grew some more. You need to stop growing. Jiraiya already makes me feel like a midget. I don't need you doing the same," said Tsunade. Naruto smiled at Tsunade as Sakura looked confused. "Naruto's in the bingo book, Tsunade-sama? Since when?" questioned Sakura as Tsunade pulled out the latest bingo book and tossed it to her. Sakura flipped to page 14 after Tsunade told her which one Naruto was on. Sakura opened the page and took notice of the picture of Naruto with his orange scarf and a baby-sized Gamakichi on his head. "Haha, you're not really threatening with that photo." A rain cloud appeared over Naruto as he hunched over. "Tsunade Bie-chan won't change it. She said it'll keep me humble," said Naruto depressed as a lightning storm prepared to thunder and pour out rain over him. While Naruto was sulking, Sakura read over his bingo book entry. Name: Naruto Senju. Konoha no Orenji Kitsune, Konoha's orange fox. Age: approximate 16-17. Gender: male. Origin: Konoha Core Clan. Senju clan affiliated with Konoha Ninja. Rank: Umbu. Physical description: 5 feet 8 inches tall, 140 pounds. Has deep violet eyes and golden blonde hair with 2 jaw-length bangs framing either side of his face. Also has 6 whisker mark-like scars with 3 on each cheek. Elements: has affinities for futon, doton, and suiton. Also shows the ability to use mokuton, the famous bloodline of the first Hokage. Rank: S. Approach with caution. Special talents: the Jinchuriki of the Kyubi no Yoko, 9-tailed demon fox. Has shown the ability to access 4 tails while maintaining complete control. Has the ability to summon toads. Can also use Fuinjutsu with skill in battle and uses the Shunshin no Jutsu with extreme mastery. Bounty: 70 million Ryo alive or dead stationed by Otogekure. 70 million Ryo alive or dead stationed by Iwagakure. Sakura gasped, slightly reading over Naruto's information. Naruto's that strong? An S rank? I mean, I know he's strong, but... thought Sakura as she looked up to see Naruto chatting with Tsunade about his time with Hashirama and Mito. Amazing! Sakura then realized the last part of Naruto's entry. Naruto, did you do something to Iwagakure? Why do they have a bounty on you? Questioned Sakura. Naruto looked toward her as he moved by the Yandame's picture in the Hokage's office. Because I remind them of something? Or rather someone, said Naruto as Sakura realized he meant the Yandame. He does look just like the fourth except for the whisker marks and violet eyes. Does that mean that Naruto is his so? Thought Sakura until Naruto cut her from her musings. I wouldn't think like that, Sakura-chan. It is an S-rank secret, said Naruto in a gravely serious tone as Sakura nodded her head. Naruto then put on a smile as he said, but I remember before I left that you wanted a spar upon my return. Are you still game? Asked Naruto as Sakura smirked in return. I don't think you can keep up. S-rank or not, said Sakura as Tsunade clapped her hands to get their attention. Sorry, Sakura. Naruto can't spar with you because he has an important scroll to deliver and he has to leave soon or he won't make it in time, said Tsunade as Naruto looked confused. What mission, BA-chan? I just got back 10 minutes ago. How could I already have a mission to go on? Said Naruto. Naruto then snagged the scroll Tsunade tossed him as he groaned. Can't you send someone else on this mission? I hate deliveries. Tsunade scoffed as she sat down. Trust me, I'm positive you'll want to go. The delivery scroll is right there. Grab it on your way out and hurry. They'll need it before the week is up, said Tsunade as Naruto groaned before reading the mission contents. Naruto finished reading the scroll as he burned it after reading it. You're right, BA-chan. I am the perfect person for this mission, said Naruto as he lunged onto Tsunade's desk and kissed her on the cheek. I'll be back before you know it. Naruto grabbed the giant scroll by Tsunade's doorway and stopped on a dime as he turned to leap out the window on the opposite side of the room. Damn it, brat. I put that scroll by the doorway for a reason, shouted Tsunade out her window. Naruto began to pick up Jiraiya's habit of coming in and out of the window instead of the doorway like most people. Tsunade placed the scroll by the door in hopes that he'd use it, but he still decided to fly out of her window. Sakura was confused at what just happened. Tsunade-sama? Why is Naruto so happy to go on a B-ranked delivery mission? He just said he hated deliveries, so why the sudden change of heart? Said Sakura as Tsunade turned to her. The simple. He's delivering that scroll to Kumo, said Tsunade as Sakura immediately understood. Yujito was in Kumo. 5 days later. A man stood in his office overlooking his village. This man was wearing the standard robes of a Kage and even had his Kage hat on to boot. He was a tall, dark-skinned man with pale, almost white, blonde hair combed back with a tiny mustache and beard. He was the most powerful man in the country. He was the Yandame Reikage I. Situated in the office with I, was the strongest female shinobi in all of Kumogakure, Yujito ni. Yujito was dressed in her normal shinobi attire consisting of her short-sleeved black and blue blouse with black pants, both of which have matching cloud patterns on them, blue fingerless gloves, and a chain of blue beads wrapped around her left hand with her black Kumo forehead protector around her forehead. Yujito also had on a necklace similar in design to Naruto's, except it was white instead of green. It was a present from Naruto on his last visit. Yujito clutched the necklace as her thoughts shifted to the golden-haired blonde. Her thoughts were heard by her bijou companion, and she decided to add in her 2 cents. "Why not just claim him?" said the Nibby. "I mean, just rip off his clothes and give that boy some loving. That'll make him know you're his forever." "I think I will," thought Yujito as the Nibby sighed. "Kitten, you have to loosen up. If you never show the boy you like him, he'll never—" "Wait. What did you say?" said the Nibby as what Yujito had said finally caught up to her. "You're right, Nibby. I think it's time. I mean, it's all I can think about since our kiss and when he gave me that massage last time," replied Yujito as she shivered slightly remembering Naruto's touch. "The next time I see him, I'm going to dash—" "Where is that damn scroll?" questioned I, thinking out loud, which cut Yujito from her thoughts. Konoha was supposed to have sent a scroll containing any information they had on the Akatsuki and any other threats. But the deadline is in an hour. Where the hell could that scroll be? I cleared my whole day just so I could focus only on that scroll. Yujito had just been debriefed on her mission and decided to throw in her piece before leaving. "Maybe they sent Kakashi Hatake. You know he's said to always be late," said Yujito, turning around to leave the office. The Raikage looked shocked to think that Tsunade would send her most tardy ninja to deliver a scroll knowing he would be late. I looked ready to smash his desk until the door opened and a voice stopped him. "Please don't smash your desk, Raikage-sama. I just replaced it," came the calm voice of the Raikage's assistant, Mabui, stopping Yujito from leaving. "I have Konoha's messenger here to see you. Come on in," said Mabui. The Raikage and Yujito looked shocked at the ninja entering his office. The ninja had golden blonde hair stylized familiar to the late Yondaime Hokage, violet eyes, and 6 whisker marks. He had on a black short-sleeved shirt with black pants that fell into white and black shinobi sandals. The ninja wore a Konoha flak jacket with a black forehead protector. The most prevalent thing about the ninja was the fox tattoo that could be seen slightly underneath his right sleeve that only one ninja had with that gold hair and whisker marks. Naruto and Yujito locked eyes for a split second as the Raikage addressed Naruto. "Naruto Senju," said I as he looked at the young, but strong ninja in front of him. "It is a pleasure to finally meet you in person." Naruto shook hands with the powerful Kage as he returned the greeting in kind. "The pleasure is all mine, Raikage-sama," replied Naruto as he took the giant scroll off his back. "Here's the information you requested. I'm assuming that you'll have a return scroll by tomorrow? I've heard that your assistant Mabui is quite the secretary. You assume correct, Senju-san. We will have a scroll for you to return to Konoha in the morning. For now, why not enjoy all that Kumo has to offer?" said I as he turned to Yujito. "This is Yujito ni. I'll have her show you around our village. Though I do believe it's supposed to storm later, so be wary about that." Yujito looked giddy but kept it cool and collected in front of her Kage as she walked up and shook Naruto's hand. "Nice to see you again, Naruto-kun." Naruto smiled at Yujito. "And the same to you, Yugi-chan," said Naruto. Before Naruto and Yujito could prepare to leave, I spoke again. "You know, Naruto, ever since I've seen your picture in the bingo book nearly 2 years ago, I've been wondering, who are your parents?" said I in a knowing tone but wanted to hear from Naruto himself. You don't battle a guy like Minato, especially someone who outranked you in speed, without being able to spot his descendant, especially one that looks just like him. Naruto looked to Ai as he determined how to respond. "Well, Raikage-sama, I was born an orphan and had no parents ever since I could remember. So honestly it's up for debate as to who my parents could be," said Naruto as I nodded his head in return. "It's just you remind me a lot of your Yondaime Hokage, Minato Namikaze. Especially with your hair like that and the fact that you're a Jinchuriki," said I as he saw Naruto tense slightly at Minato's name. Normally Jinchuriki are related to the Kages of their village in some way, and I wouldn't put it past him being your father. Nonetheless, enjoy Kumo. finished the rakeage as he laid the scroll Naruto had just given him on his desk to read over its contents. Yujito and Naruto were walking out the door when he added, "I'm sure you'll enjoy your third time being here, Menma." Naruto had the decency to look sheepish as he got dragged out of the room by Yujito. Yujito took Naruto to her favorite eatery, the Kumo sushi bar, and as the two Jinchuriki entered, they were greeted by Amy. "Welcome to Kumo's, Yujito-chan. You're back and my oh my, who's this with you?" asked Amy as she looked at Naruto. "Hey Amy, this is Naruto Senju, a Konoha shinobi," said Yujito as Naruto bowed to Amy. "Nice to meet you, Amy. I've heard a lot about this place," said Naruto, standing back up with a smile. Amy smiled back but then noticed something about Naruto. "Wait a minute. Haven't I seen you before? I'm having the weirdest déjà vu right now," said Amy, remembering the face of Menma and seeing it in place of Naruto's, especially since their smiles were the same. "No, you couldn't be him. Anyway, Yujito, the usual?" Yujito nodded her head. "Of course. He'll have the same," said Yujito as she and Naruto sat down at the bar. As Amy left to take care of their order, Yujito looked at Naruto. "You know you're paying for this, right? And how did you come to that conclusion?" said Naruto. "I thought this was you feeding me before you challenged me to a spar? It's been quite a while since our last one, and if I remember correctly, I'm up 9-5". Yujito smirked at Naruto. "Don't worry, that'll come right after this. I plan to kick your ass. You're not ready for the new things I've learned," said Yujito. As Yujito and Naruto were talking and eating their food, a Kumo ninja overheard their conversation. That ninja walked out of the restaurant and left to the resident Kumo Jonin lounge. The ninja burst into the room as everyone looked toward him because of his loud entrance. "Konoha's Orange Fox is here in Kumo. He and Yujito are going to face off in a spar in the mountains. Tell everyone the news," said the ninja as the group of ninja got excited at the prospect of seeing those two do battle. An hour later, Naruto and Yujito stood opposing each other on the same platform they had first met one another on. Yujito and Naruto took a ready stance as they prepared for their spar. "You do realize that we have an audience," said Naruto as he looked around to see dozens of Kumo shinobi in the surrounding mountains. They were there to view the fight. "You sure you feel like losing in front of your comrades? Bring it on, Naruto-kun," said Yujito as she sprinted at Naruto. Naruto stood still as Yujito approached. Yujito stopped in front of Naruto as she threw a fast punch toward his face. Naruto moved his head slightly to the left to evade the fast punch and returned with his own. Yujito moved her head to the right to dodge Naruto's counter. Naruto and Yujito smiled at each other since they mirroring one another at the moment. The two then kicked it up a notch as they became blurs across the platform they were on. Shock waves were felt all around as the two were clashing against each other. One of the surrounding shinobi decided to voice his opinion on the taijutsu battle. "Damn, that Senju kid is good to be able to go toe-to-toe with Yujito like that, but doesn't it seem like the fighting is intimate?" said the shinobi as several others around him began to see it as well. Eventually, Naruto was able to catch Yujito's kick and held her leg against his side. Naruto then did a leg sweep of Yujito's leg that was still on the ground to send her to her back. Naruto was prepared to pick Yujito up and toss her, but had to let go and jump away since Yujito extended her toenails trying to cut him. Yujito sprung back onto her feet as she flew through hand seals at an extremely fast pace. "Fast," thought Naruto as he witnessed Yujito's speed in using hand seals just now. Naruto put his hands in the snake seal, preparing to defend against Yujito's impending attack. "Katan. Dienden. Fire style. Great flame bullet," said Yujito as she blew out an enormous wall of blue fire at Naruto. Naruto saw the huge wall of fire approaching and channeled his chakra to counter. "Mokutan. Hobi no Jutsu. Would style. Would expulsion jutsu," thought Naruto as a mighty wooden dragon head rose from the ground beneath him and enclosed him in to protect him. Yujito's fire burned for a while as she kept the fire going to try and get past Naruto's defense. As Yujito finished blowing out the flames, she noticed that Naruto's dragon head withstood her impressive fire. Clouds began to appear above the battlefield as it looked ready to storm. "Damn, I even held it for a long time and it still withstood it," thought Yujito as she turned around to see Naruto standing there. TSK Yugi-chan. That was a strong fire, said Naruto as he threw a weak punch at Yujito. Yujito dodged the punch with ease and countered with a punch to Naruto's gut that connected, hunching Naruto over. Yujito felt like that was too easy and knew it was true when Naruto turned into wood. Kitten behind you, said the Nibi as Yujito panicked slightly at the feeling of Naruto's hand near her neck. It's over, said Naruto, who had stayed in his wooden dragon head and sent a clone out to distract Yujito. Naruto then noticed something off about Yujito and had to jump back as she exploded in a majestic blue fire. A clone made out of fire. Nice, thought Naruto as he placed his hands in the snake seal, seeing Yujito appear to his right. Yujito had her hands in the tiger seal as she prepared to send out another fire jutsu. However, Naruto was faster. Mokuton, Jukai Koten, with style. Nativity of a sea of trees, thought Naruto as the ground rumbled slightly. Yujito jumped high into the air when she felt the ground begin to shake, knowing that Naruto had a technique coming. Trees sprouted from the ground at a rapid pace, trying to ensnare Yujito in their branches. Yujito smirked, however, as her chest puffed out slightly. Katan, Kuryuenden, Fire Style, Fire Dragon Flame Bullet, said Yujito as she blew out an enormous dragon made of blue fire. Due to Yujito's height in her jump, her fire rained down over the entire platform, burning Naruto's ever-persistent trees in the process. Yujito stopped the stream once the trees stopped rising toward her. Rain began to pour down as lightning could be heard. Naruto and Yujito smiled at each other as they decided to continue their spar despite the rain falling over them. An hour passed as Naruto stood alone on the platform in the pouring rain, surrounded by several fully grown trees. Despite the rain, the trees Naruto created at some point later in the fight still had fire burning them in several areas. Naruto had lost his Chunin flak jacket and forehead protector, as even his shirt had several scratches on it due to Yujito's claws. Despite that, he didn't have any injury on him, mainly due to Kurama's help. Naruto turned to see Yujito coming at him and blocked her punch with his palm. Yujito had lost her own forehead protector and the bottom half of her shirt was in rags, barely covering her belly button. Her left pant leg was missing as well as it showed her mid-thigh down. Yujito then lashed out with the other hand only for Naruto to catch her deftly by the wrist. At this point, the rain was coming down harder as all of the shinobi in attendance left due to the intensity of the storm. Naruto and Yujito were soaked to the bone as they struggled for dominance. Yujito was beginning to lose the battle of strength when she noticed that Naruto's feet were too far apart again. Yujito entwined her leg with his as she attempted to push Naruto down to the ground, but like before, Naruto was too strong for her and sent her to her back. Yujito smiled a sly smile as she tripped Naruto again, using his own momentum to make him land in front of her. Yujito landed on her back as Naruto landed in front of her with their faces inches apart. Naruto looked into Yujito's eyes to see them holding a certain intent behind their dark blue. Naruto was still holding Yujito's arms down as they stayed like that, just looking at each other in the eyes. "What are you going to do now, Naruto-kun?" said Yujito in a sultry voice. Naruto blinked for a second and then understood what Yujito meant as he moved one of his hands to the ground beside them. Mokuton, Shichuka no Jutsu, with style, 4-pillar house technique, said Naruto as a house slowly began to grow around the blondes to get them out of the rain. As the house began to appear around Naruto and Yujito, Naruto leaned down slowly to engage Yujito in a heated kiss. Naruto and Yujito's hand interlocked fingers as she wrapped her legs around his waist, trying to pull him closer. Naruto's other hand moved down slightly as he lifted Yujito's torn shirt to show off more of her well-toned stomach. Naruto then began to trail kisses from Yujito's chin down to her neck. Yujito moaned slightly at the feeling of Naruto's mouth and tongue running along her skin. The two knew that this moment had been long overdue, and it seemed as though they were going to make up for lost time right now. The house began to enclose around the two groping and kissing Jinchurikis as Kurama and Matatabi were sitting together in what appeared to be an empty plane. "Go, kitten. That's my girl," said Matatabi as she was smiling at what occurring between Yujito and Naruto. Kurama chuckled slightly as he turned to his fellow Bijou. 10-5. "I win." This spar is over, said Kurama. Seeing Matatabi's confusion, Kurama decided to elaborate. Naruto just said that. Finished Kurama as Yujito let out another moan to only solidify Naruto's claim. The next morning Naruto woke up to the sound of light purring. Upon trying to move, he realized that the purring was coming from Yujito, who had a hand interlocked with his and a leg draped over him. Naruto began lightly stroking Yujito's hair as he smiled contently at the sleeping girl beside him. Girlfriend, thought Naruto as he thought about what he and Yujito talked about before falling asleep last night, tired from their intense make-out session. I won't get to see you much in the next year, especially when I leave with Jiraiya-sensei, but Yugi-chan's my girlfriend. I've never felt happier, but I do wonder how the people in Konoha will react to this. Konoha, same time, ahhhhhhh, came the shriek of a blonde-haired girl as she screamed in her bed. A man with the same color blonde hair came rushing up to the room to check on his screaming daughter. What's wrong, Ino? Bad dream. Came the voice of Ino's father, Inoichi. I don't know why, but I feel as though something bad happened just now, said Ino as she had this eerie feeling. Don't tell me? Naruto-kun has a girlfriend? And it's not me. Ahhhhhhhh, screamed Ino again at the prospect of that being true. T. Konoha's local hot spring. A man stood peeping through the wall. He perked up slightly. My apprentice senses are going off, said the man as he tried to determine what the tingle meant. This tingle feels like the time when Minato and Kushina first became boyfriend and girlfriend. Atta boy Naruto. The next step is to become a man, shouted the man as the women inside the hot spring heard him. Oh no. 15 months later, Naruto age 18. On the path that led to Konoha, a tall man with white hair was walking it with a smile on his face. This man was none other than Jiraiya, the Toad Sannin, who looked the same as he did 3 years ago. Next to him, there was a young man with golden blonde hair and 6 whisker marks on his face. The young man stood at just under 6 feet tall and looked like the Yondaime Hokage reincarnate. He had on the standard outfit of a Konoha shinobi except instead of blue, he had black on underneath his flak jacket. This young man was the Orange Fox of Konoha. Naruto Senju .2 of the most powerful men in the world walked side by side as Naruto took a deep breath. We're almost home, said Naruto twirling a kunai in his hand. Jiraiya nodded his head with a smile still on his face. That we are Gaki. That we are? Said Jiraiya as he looked at the kunai in Naruto's hand. Did you make any progress on the Hiraishin during our training? I know I had you work mainly on your Toad Ninjutsu and Rasengan, but I saw you had sent a few shadow clones over to read about that particular jutsu. Naruto looked at the tri-pronged kunai in his hand and shook his head no. Not at all, Jiraiya-sensei. I may be a seal master with the knowledge of how to apply Tusan's jutsu and the general aspects of it, but, said Naruto as he put the kunai in his ninja pouch. Even with the shadow clone training method, it'll take me a while to figure it all out. Then even longer to make seals that resonate to me because I can't use Tusan's seals. They only work for him. Jiraiya slapped a hand on Naruto's shoulder. You've had that scroll of seals since you were 14 and you still haven't figured out that jutsu. Well, it did take Minato a while to learn it from Nidaime's notes. Plus, I haven't gotten anywhere close to learning it and I've been at it for almost 3 decades. You'll get there, said Jiraiya. But why have the kunai if you can't use the jutsu? Short answer, I like them. Long answer, they are much better in close-range combat than standard kunai. They may be slightly heavier, but I've gotten used to them and they work like a charm, said Naruto as he then smirked at Jiraiya. You've seen it firsthand in our spars. Jiraiya laughed at Naruto's claim. You're right, kid, you've gotten strong. You even beat me in a few of our spars. I still haven't figured out where you learned Sage Mode. Come on, kid, just tell me, said Jiraiya. Jiraiya attempted to begin Naruto on the process of learning how to access Senjutsu, only to find out Naruto was already a sage, a powerful one at that. Jiraiya found that out in their Sage Mode spars. The kid hit hard. You know, Bie-chan said I can't tell you that. Plus, even if I did, you wouldn't believe me, so don't worry about it. The Elder Toads did take it hard when they learned of it though, but at least they're cool with it, said Naruto. You're going to listen to Haim over me? Your own sensei and godfather? Questioned Jiraiya as Naruto nodded his head without hesitation. Jiraiya's face fell at Naruto's nonchalance. What has this world come to? My own apprentice is choosing others above me, said Jiraiya as he and Naruto walked through Konoha's gate. God damn it. We let another one slip past us, Izumo, said Kotetsu, waking up from his nap to see Jiraiya and Naruto walking into the village. Izumo yawned as he opened an eye from the guard booth they were in. It's Jiraiya-sama and Naruto. It's not like they would have stopped anyway. But damn, Naruto looks just like Yondaime-sama now. The similarities are uncanny, said Izumo as they looked at their retreating figures before returning to sleeping on the job. Tsunade was in her office sitting at her desk with Sakura and Shizune behind her. Tsunade was going through paperwork as they heard two thuds come from behind them. Sakura and Shizune looked toward the thuds to see Naruto and Jiraiya pressed firmly into the window. Tsunade-sama, said Shizune as she watched Naruto and Jiraiya slide down the window slowly and unceremoniously. Jiraiya-sama and Naruto-kun are back. Do you want me to open the window for them? Tsunade shook her head no. I closed it because I knew they were coming back today, said Tsunade, not even acknowledging the two sages. They need to learn how to walk through the door like all the other shinobi of this village. They don't deserve special treatment. Ah, why not Bie-chan? Asked Naruto, standing inside Tsunade's office. Because I said so. I'm the Hokage and you're just a jonin. Hell, even Jiraiya's just a sannin, so technically you're my subordinates and should be doing what I say, said Tsunade as she then realized Naruto was in the room. How the hell did you get in here? Naruto opened the window as Jiraiya came flying in. I lost to Sensei in rock, paper, scissors. Then I just came up through the floorboards so I could open the window for him, said Naruto as Jiraiya threw up a victory sign. Yahoo! The streak is still alive, said Jiraiya, talking about how he hadn't taken a different route than that window into the Hokage's office since Minato became the Hokage. Haim, why'd you shut the window on us, especially me? I thought you loved us, especially me. The three women in the room paid no heed to Jiraiya as they looked at Naruto. Damn, said Sakura, which pretty much summed up the ladies' thoughts on the blonde in front of them. In truth, Naruto had been doing so many missions with Umbu in the 9 months since his training in the Shikatsu woods that they never really got a good look at him. And it seemed that the boy had grown up over the past 6 months of being with Jiraiya. Naruto was looking damn good. Jiraiya sunk his head, noticing the attention Naruto was getting. He's just like Minato. The ladies always swooned over him, and they're doing the same now with his son, thought Jiraiya. Hey, Sakura-chan. We never got to do that spar from a while ago. You want to do that now? Said Naruto, looking at Sakura. Sakura had sure grown up. She still had her bright pink hair cut down to shoulder length while sporting a red top with a white circle on the back, tight black shorts, a short pink apron skirt, pink elbow protectors, and a violet mark on her forehead. Sakura was able to acquire Tsunade's jutsu in the past few months and had become a jonin of the leaf along with Naruto. Chunin exam stadium. 20 minutes, said Sakura as she left in a swirl of cherry blossom petals, signaling a shunshin. Naruto disappeared in a flicker as he vanished to meet Sakura in the designated location. Wait, you two were supposed to face off against Kakashi, said Shizune as it was too late. They were already gone. Mama, why not let them go at it? Came the voice of Kakashi situated on the outside ledge of the Hokage Tower. Besides, it'll be better this way. We'll be able to see what the two are capable of without them kicking my ass. I may have trained more, but Naruto would already be too much to handle. Adding Sakura is overkill. It'll be fine. Johnny finished Kakashi as he saluted and disappeared in a puff of smoke to watch his students. Tsunade slammed a sheet of paper down as she stood up, preparing to leave as well. Kakashi's right, Shizune. Why not see how the two of them have progressed? Lord knows Sakura's gotten better. She's probably better than me now, said Tsunade, heading toward the stadium with Shizune in tow. They were definitely going to see the two spar. Jiraiya finished sulking as he looked up to see the room gone. Where did everyone go? Haim? Said Jiraiya as he heard a shout outside. Hey everyone, did you hear? Naruto-sama is back. said a random civilian as a few others around him cheered in excitement for Naruto's return. Jiraiya fell back into depression. No one cares that I'm back. What has this world come to? Thought Jiraiya alone in the Hokage's office, crying anime tears because his apprentice had taken all the attention.